Today I want to talk about failure and how failure really isn't failure. Now I made another video on this, but I had something happen to me that I want to share. So this happened today, and well, yesterday night, went like 2.5 hour call, and on paper we lost $1,000 plus potential for way more. But in other words and in other ways, really we didn't. Because if you think about it, we still gained everything we could have gained from that call. Now, me and my boy, we hopped on a sales call. This guy was pretty qualified. Like, he was answering all our questions. He showed up when I called him. I confirmed. He was enthusiastic about it. So sure enough, showed up to the call. It was me and my boy. My boy did the discovery. You guys don't know sales calls. Basically, discovery, you find out everything about themselves, uncover their problems, and you create that gap. So discovery, then goes into presentation, right? Your sales presentation. I did the sales presentation. And then before the pricing slide, you say, pricing aside, do you think this will work for your business? You ask them why, right? They explain themselves why they think it's a good idea. There's huge psychology behind that. But then my boy did the pricing slide, and basically what happened was everything was going really good. Like, this guy was interested, this guy was asking questions. He was following along. Like, I could tell that he wasn't just checked out. Like, he truly was interested in everything. And so when we got to our pricing, the pricing was too much for him. Now, it wasn't too much in the sense where he didn't have the investment, but he's been burned by other lead gen agencies before, and he said, like, I'd really be willing to do a rev share with $1,000 deposit to claim my spot, to claim, the bonuses that we offer, and to pay for overhead costs. And so my boy, we kept trying to go about the objection and just explain, like, what's what. We did multiple things to try and get him to to work with us. We even split it up into 3 months and lowered our equity side of it. So lowered our rev share side to 5% instead of 10%. He still said, he's like, no, I have to do like an equity split. Then you guys will do XYZ, right? And we did this for like an hour. It was like just an hour straight of just trying to figure out something that worked for both of us. And at the end, because it was 11:30 by the time we finally got off the call his time, and at the end, he's like, okay, you know what? Let's just regroup. And that is today as I'm speaking with you. And I don't want to say anything good or bad, but last time we tried to contact him, he did not answer us. My experience when this happens, we usually lost the deal. But I'm not going to say anything. Like, truly, the guy said he was on board. Like, we called him this morning and we told him, like, okay, $1,000 plus 3% equity. What we agreed on, which at the end of the day might not be the greatest, but we're trying to get those experience testimonials behind the door or through the door. Now, I'm saying this with a smile because I truly can't say anything, because I literally let a potential $1,000 deal slip away just because I wanted a better, just because me and my boy wanted a better deal across the line. But as two guys who are big in the AI agency space, they helped me after. Like, I texted them, I put something on my story, and they responded to me. They're G's, they're always giving me advice, but like, dude, you have no clients. You would have got your testimonial and you would have got your experience, which would have been huge, which truly it would have been huge. But at the end of the day, I want to break this into two parts. Number one is the experience we gained on the call, and number two is the experience we gained to not let something like this happen again. So the experience on the call, right? We gained the call experience. One thing that my boy didn't do because he was trying to get away from rev share, and the reason he was, and truly I didn't even know this, but he was afraid that we were gonna get burned by this guy, right? Like, at the end of the day, we get him, let's say $10,000 job, 10% equity, he just ghosts us, right? Then what can you do about that? I didn't know about that, and he didn't say it to our prospect either, which, was we probably could have, like, if we would have framed it well. He didn't want to offend him, but truly, if we would have framed it well, I don't think there's any chance we could have offended him. But we know not to do that. And furthermore, there were just like a little things here and there. Like I repeated myself a lot. There's certain aspects that he told us about that he really liked. So, stranger feedback, one thing, one aspect of success. Whenever strangers say something about you, usually it's true, right? Like usually that's something that you should pay attention to. If it's a weakness or a strength, right? Because, these people are looking from the outside in. So pay attention to that. There was a few things that he said he really liked, so we're going to double down on those for our next calls, right? I wrote down like 4 or 5 things. I only remember that one off the top of our head. I'll give away the idea if anyone's watching this and, is in the same situation as me. But frame yourself as the Gen Z of their company. Like for me, work with boomer businesses, right? Remodelers. I actually talked with a wife today who was, she was actually probably like 40, but I was the youngest person I've talked to in a long time. But frame yourself as the Gen Z of their company. And we've only been doing that for 2 calls. And sure enough, the guy we had yesterday night, he was like, I really like that. Like truly, you guys are the Gen Z of my company. Then you could say, like we're familiar with AI, with marketing, social media, all the pizzazz. But anyways, we gained that experience, right? Secondly, we gained the experience of not letting a lead slip through like that again, right? This guy was willing. He said, I will do $1,000 down plus equity. He was willing to do it. If we would have pitched it on the call, sent the payment link over, he would have paid. Well, I can't say he would have paid, but I think we would have been in a way better position for us to go through with the deal. And so off of that, right, we gained that invaluable experience. Like that is by far probably one of the most valuable things. And then one thing, and this is a different topic, but by me documenting it, right, I put it on my story exactly what happened. I got 2 people who are making, hundred thousands of dollars with their AI agency. They gave me good advice, like invaluable advice. And one thing, right, when you see people in the success level that you want to be, and they say something, over and over again, you hear something over and over, that's where you pay attention. Now, both of these guys said the exact same thing to me, just in different words, right? Like they messaged me from different accounts. So, and now that I think about it, I've heard this multiple times as well. And truly, I should have known, I should have kept it top of mind, but I didn't. But that's all right. I don't know if it is all right because we lost potentially our first deal. But what are you going to do, right? I lost it. We lost. Well, I'm not going to say we lost it. We could still get it. But, we, at the end of the day, right, we gained that experience and it won't happen again. So next time, there's no chance we're going to lose a deal to this fashion again. And I think this is a really valuable experience for us. So back to everything, right? Failure is not a failure. You will always learn. Again, I made a video on this, but truly, right, like even for here, 2 main aspects that we learn from. And it's going to better equip us for deals in the future, right? We're not going to potentially miss deals in the future because of what we learned today, right? It all compounds, it all stacks. It's a quote. It's not you ever get perfect at something, it's that you get less and less wrong every single day. Truly, that's how you can approach it. That's what sales is, right? It's just less wrong and wrong every single day. But yeah, above all, the failure is not a failure, right? Failure, you always learn something. And with that, right, with the experience, you're always winning. Even if you don't win in the moment, even if I would have lost, $1,000 today, American, I would have lost 1,400 Canadian. I still gained the experience and it's going to better equip me for the days coming up. So that's what I have to say. Again, trying to build a positive personal brand, just documenting ideas, documenting my life, my AI agency, stuff I learned, and hopefully, bring it on to other people who are in the same situation, get a tidbit of the knowledge and wisdom that I acquire on my journey so that you guys can avoid the same mistakes I do and achieve success quicker. So above all, thank you guys for watching, wherever you're listening or watching this on. Please subscribe, follow my journey daily on Instagram. But yeah, above all, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next, and stay wise.